Hello there, everyone. If you're watching this video, then you are part of the TTOR army, an army that is building itself up one subscriber at a time. Speaking of which, if you end up liking the video that you're about to see, I would highly encourage you to subscribe to my channel, check out my other videos, and leave your likes and comments down below. And now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about Andrew Torba. It has been a long while since I have made a video about Andrew Torba, the CEO of Gab.com, which actually will seem pretty hilarious to some of my longtime users because I've got a ton of videos exposing Andrew Torba and Gab censorship and the double standards Andrew Torba has regarding tech and all the heresies he teaches in regards to the biblical worldview, which is important because he claims to be a Bible-believing Christian who wants to teach future children and future generations the ways of the Lord, but considering his complete lack of biblical understanding and the outright heresies he teaches, well, those have to be exposed too. But anyway, today is another example of Andrew Torba committing a double standard, practicing a double standard, committing major hypocrisy. Now, how did he commit this major hypocrisy? Well, you're about to find out. So, recently, if you've been following the news, Elon Musk bought 10% of Twitter's stock, and then shortly after, he decided to make a bid to buy off Twitter, to basically buy the whole company and own it himself. And Andrew Torba, in response to that news, put out this article, which you can see here is from the Gab News website. It's titled, Gab.com's Offer to Elon Musk. And I'm going to skip the part about Torba explaining, all this stuff about Gab and Twitter and blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to read the actual letter that Andrew Torba sent to Elon Musk. Elon, I founded Gab in 2016 because I believe in its potential to be the platform for free speech around the globe, and I believe free speech is a societal imperative for a functioning constitutional federal republic. However, since founding Gab, I realized that in order to provide a free speech platform, you must also have free speech internet infrastructure. Gab has since transformed from merely a social network into a free speech internet infrastructure company. We built our own servers, our own email services, our own payment processor, and so much more, not because we wanted to, but because we had no choice if we were going to continue to exist. What we are missing at the moment is an ISP. I feel that the next big leap of censorship is at the ISP level, with ISPs blocking access to Gab.com. You solve that problem with Starlink. Together we can build infrastructure for a free speech internet. I am willing to offer you a board seat along with equity in the company in exchange for you selling your Twitter position and investing $2 billion into Gab. My offer is my best and final offer. Gab has extraordinary potential. Let's unlock it together. Andrew Torba, CEO Gab.com, and in accordance with his cheesy, cringy marketing gimmick, Jesus Christ is King. Now, Andrew Torba, as you can see here from this article and this letter that he sent to Elon Musk, he is basically trying to get a billionaire to invest into his social media site and all of his other stuff. Why is this hypocritical? Because last year, when he was condemning Parler and Getter, Andrew Torba criticized those social media sites for being invested into by billionaires. Need proof of this? I want to direct your attention to Andrew Torba's blog post from January 10th, 2022, so a little over 3 months ago. And in this article, we see Andrew Torba say the following. Months after being removed from the internet, Parler returned, this time with a troll filter and artificial intelligence to remove hate speech on demand for Apple. They bent the knee and they paid the price for it. Today, Parler's traffic is a mere shadow of what it once was. This blog you are reading right now gets more views every month than all of Parler. It turns out that censoring hate speech in order to get back into Apple's good graces wasn't the best business decision. Yet only a year later, it seems that conservatives have still not learned their lesson. Up pops former CNN contributor Jason Miller's Chinese billionaire-funded Getter, claiming to be a free speech platform. What Miller doesn't tell you is that Getter depends on Amazon AWS for hosting, along with Apple and Google App Stores for distribution, just like Parler did. To Getter, free speech is nothing more than a marketing slogan to lure you into their beltway establishment hug box run by leftists pretending to be conservatives. Getter is already banning America First patriots for no reason. Getter is shadow banning reporters who ask why. Getter is banning certain words they do not like. Getter is using artificial intelligence to ban hate speech just like Facebook and Twitter. Our movement is not some astroturfed grift by billionaires who do the same things big tech does. It's real people leading a real movement defending real free speech. And then we skip the next paragraph and we read the following. I'm glad that more big tech alternatives are being created, but as I have written in the past, I won't stand by and watch good people be lied to and misled by billionaires trying to grift them. I have been praying for 5 years that others find the courage to build on top of the same principles that Gab has, the principles that make America great. Thus far, all that has been presented by the market is astroturfed grift by shadowy billionaires. Gab doesn't have a billionaire behind us pulling all the strings. We don't have Wall Street. We don't have multinational corporations. We don't need them because what we have is you. Gab is funded by people like you. It is used by people like you. It is marketed by people like you. It is owned by people like you. I'm not some DC insider. I don't come from money. I'm a blue-collar dad running Gab from the middle of the woods on a homestead of my family. I'm not building Gab to make more money for some billionaire. I'm building Gab to defend free speech on the internet for all people. Our mission has been the same for 5.5 years now, and our commitment to that mission is why, despite having multiple billionaires trying to subvert our movement, they have all failed and will continue to. So as you can see from this article, the takeaway message that Andrew Torba is giving you is that Parlay and Getter are bad because they have billionaires investing into them, and Gab is good because Gab doesn't have a billionaire investing into them and funding them, and they're funded, and the people investing into Gab are we the people, and that's what makes Gab so great. And yet here we are, 3 months later, and Andrew Torba is begging a billionaire to invest into Gab. Complete and utter hypocrisy on the part of Andrew Torba. But then again, I'm not surprised. Andrew Torba is of the mindset that in order to beat big tech, we have to become like them. In order to beat the establishment, we have to become like them. In order to defeat them, we have to do what they do. This was on full display about a month or so ago when Andrew Torba decided to take tens of thousands of dollars in monthly fan donations and give it to the America First organization in the form of sponsoring their political action conference, an action that caused many of Torba's followers to give him a lot of negative blowback. And the reasoning that Andrew Torba gave for justifying this decision was, well, billionaires and big tech are funding all these other political action conferences, so we should too. Kind of like how Israel said, we don't want God as our king, we want to have a human king like all the other nations have. So 3 months after Andrew Torba spun this huge old yarn about how websites and social media sites that are funded by billionaires are bad and Gab is good because Gab doesn't have a billionaire funding them, 3 months later, Andrew Torba is now begging a billionaire to invest billions of dollars into Gab. And if Elon Musk, by some miracle, were to actually take Andrew Torba up on his offer and invest into Gab, well then suddenly billionaires investing into a social media site is no longer a bad thing because, well, they're investing into Gab. This kind of hypocrisy just makes me sick, but then again, if you go through my really long Gab censorship playlist on Joshu TV, you'll see that I have tons, and I mean tons of videos exposing Andrew Torba for the lying grifter and the heretic that he is. He is everything that he accuses other people of being. And this example of begging a billionaire to invest into his site 3 months after he condemned the whole concept of billionaires investing into social media sites, yeah, this is just more hypocrisy, more double standard on Andrew Torba's part, and is actually Andrew Torba and his disgusting double standards and his gatekeeper status that actually caused me to create my own social media site, Creation Social. And what is causing me to, in the future, roll out my own YouTube alternative, Quarter, which will be a much better product than Gab TV is. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked what you saw and you want to help me go from being a part-time to a full-time content creator, then I would encourage you to hit the subscribe button, check out my other videos, and leave your likes and comments down below. It doesn't matter whether you're seeing me on YouTube, or Joshu TV, or YouTube, or NewTube, or BitChute. The concept applies to them all equally. And if you'd like to follow me on my various social media accounts, I would encourage you to check out my Tap My Bio profile, where I have links to all of the social media sites that I have accounts on. If you'd like to help me preserve freedom of speech on the internet, there are two ways you can do this. You can join and use my website Creation Social, which is an open source alt-tech alternative to Facebook and Gab. Lots of great conversations happen here. You have true freedom of speech with very minimal drama, which I think is the best of both worlds. And if you like using Facebook at all, then you should definitely use Creation Social. If you want to help me create a video sharing site of my own, I would encourage you to donate to the Quarter Project. Quarter is an open source alt-tech alternative to YouTube that I am currently working on raising funds for. It's going to be a site that is very feature rich and functional, and it will have pretty much all the features you'd ever want in a video sharing site, and all of the freedom of speech that you would want as well. So you can contribute to the Quarter Project either through my GiveSendGo campaign, which you can see here on screen, or you can donate to the Quarter account on Flattr, where you can do one-time or monthly tips. And everything you do as far as Flattr donations go or GiveSendGo campaign goes will go towards the Quarter Project. And if you'd like to help fund TTOR or the Creation Social and or Quarter projects, then you can purchase products from my Teespring store, where we have TTOR merch, we have Creation Social merch, and we have Quarter merch. And you'll find the link for that in the description box below as well. You can also help fund me by buying and reading my books. There's another Inconvenient Truth, What Secular America Hates, and there's another Inconvenient Truth too, Defending Young Earth Creationism. You can find access to these books on the TTOR website. Thank you for watching, and have an excellent day.